Welcome. Tonight we're taking a journey down some very dark paths, roads where fear and tragedy seem to linger in the air.
Yeah, forget the scenic route. We're talking about places that have earned some pretty chilling reputations.
Exactly. We're exploring some of the world's most terrifying roads, routes infamous enough to be called things like the Highway of Death or Blood Alley.
And we're drawing these accounts from, traveler stories, historical records, basically the places these stories survive.
We've looked through the accounts, and it seems like roads get this kind of lasting infamy in three main ways.
Okay.
First, there's the human element, right? Isolation leading to, depravity.
Right, people being the danger.
Second, the environment itself. Just sheer lethality, the landscape acting as the executioner.
Like roads that are just inherently deadly.
And finally, the ones that really get under your skin. The hauntings, the spirits that seem to stick around places of intense suffering.
A pretty grim spectrum. Human, natural, supernatural.
Let's start with the human danger. The kind that waits in the shadows when you're most vulnerable.
Okay, where do we begin?
We start with a road where isolation breeds terror. The Highway of Tears. It's in British Columbia, Canada.
Highway 16, that nickname. It says it all, really.
It absolutely does. It refers to the sheer number of slayings and disappearances along that highway, stretching back to the 1970s.
And the numbers are truly awful. The official counts started lower, but current estimates, they range anywhere from 18 to, over 80 missing or murdered people.
That's staggering.
And what's really disturbing is the conclusion that this isn't just one person. It's believed to be the work of, multiple predators acting over decades.
So the big question is why? Why that road? What makes it such a, quote, playground for depravity, as some sources call it?
It's a combination of factors, really, a tragic mix. First, extreme isolation. Huge stretches run through dense forest, remote areas, almost no witnesses.
Okay, so opportunity is high.
Exactly. And then there's the crucial context. The sources point out the vulnerability. Many people in the area, especially from nearby indigenous communities facing poverty, they lack transport.
No car, no bus service.
Right. So hitchhiking becomes the only option for basic needs, visiting family, getting to school, healthcare. It puts them directly at the mercy of strangers.
And the environment doesn't help investigators either, does it?
No, it actively hinders them. The remoteness, the wilderness. The sources mention carnivorous scavengers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. If someone is left out there, evidence disappears quickly. It makes solving these cases incredibly difficult and probably emboldens the perpetrator.
Just awful. Okay, let's shift gears now. We're moving from that kind of opportunistic crime to something more organized, more entrenched. Let's go to Brazil, the BR-116.
The Rodovia de Morte.
Highway of Death.
That's the one. It's Brazil's second longest highway, a really vital route for transport and travel.
Absolutely essential. But thousands, literally thousands, lose their lives on it every single year, hence the name. So what makes it so deadly? Is it just the road conditions?
Well, that's definitely part of it. Near São Paulo, for instance, it winds along these incredibly high cliff edges.
Treacherous.
Very. Add strong winds, sudden downpours. Visibility drops to near zero. Accidents are, sadly, just incredibly common, almost expected.
But you mentioned organized danger. That sounds different from the Highway of Tears.
It is. Here, the human danger is more active. Less about opportunity, more about predation. Police presence is minimal, almost non-existent in long stretches.
And who fills that vacuum?
Bandits. Heavily armed groups, particularly active after dark. They essentially control parts of the road.
So this isn't just random muggings.
No, it's far more serious. The sources describe a really chilling mentality among these groups. It's not just about theft.
What do I mean?
Locals describe it as a kind of live now, give me your car now or die attitude. It's brutal and final.
So confrontations often end violently.
Very often, yes.
Yeah.
Travelers know that running into these groups can easily mean murder, not just robbery. The stakes are incredibly high.
Okay, that's intense. So we've covered human actions, both opportunistic and organized, but sometimes the road itself is the killer.
Right. The environment itself.
Let's move into that category. Now, roads defined by sheer environmental lethality, where nature itself is the main threat.
And for that, you almost have to start with the North Yungas Road in Bolivia.
Commonly known as the Death Road.
Exactly. And that title isn't just hype. It's consistently ranked as the most dangerous road on the planet.
Let's talk specifics. It's about, 43 miles long,
Yeah.
connecting Coroico and La Paz.
Yep, and it climbs to insane altitudes, over 15,000 feet at its peak. You're often literally driving above the clouds.
And the death toll reflects that danger. Around 300 people die there every single year.
It's staggering.
Yeah.
And the main reason is the road's construction, or lack thereof. It's mostly just 3 meters wide.
That's incredibly narrow, barely enough for one vehicle.
Barely. And along almost the entire length.
Oh.
A sheer vertical drop, hundreds, sometimes thousands of feet straight down. No guardrails, nothing.
Plus visibility issues, right? Fog, clouds.
Constantly. But what's truly shocking, according to the sources, is the driving culture there.
You'd think people would be extra careful.
You would think, but apparently not. Reports describe intense road rage, drivers trying to force others aside on blind corners.
Seriously, on a road like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Risky overtaking is common, leading to head-ons. And even worse, there are verified accounts of drivers intentionally ramming other cars off the edge during disputes.
That adds a whole other layer of horror. Human malice on top of lethal geography.
It does. And the most infamous example, the one everyone knows, was that bus crash.
Right. The bus that went over the edge.
Instantly killed 100 people.
Yeah.
That single event really cemented its global notoriety. It shows how little margin for error there is. Zero.
Okay, moving eastward. Let's talk about a broader threat. Not just one road, but a whole network. The Himalayan Road Network.
Ah, yes. Here, the danger is more systemic, spread across vast distances. Poor maintenance is a huge issue.
And the terrain itself.
Unforgiving. Hairpin turns, roads barely wide enough, and the weather. Extremely unpredictable and intense.
Any specific examples that stand out?
Well, consider the Zozila Pass in India. It's way up there, over 3,500 meters.
High altitude.
Very. And it gets hit with unbelievable amounts of snow. Not inches, we're talking meters. Sometimes 24 meters deep covering the road.
24 meters. How do they even clear that?
With great difficulty and danger. It's only passable for a few months a year. Combine that altitude, the sheer cliffs with no barriers. Even a small skid on ice or mud is fatal.
And when the rains come, landslides must be a constant threat.
Absolutely. Vehicles just slide off the mountainside, like that tourist bus in 2012 that went into a gorge. Mass casualty events happen.
Now, staying with geology, but a different kind of threat. Taroko Gorge Road in Taiwan.
Right, the Taiwanese Grand Canyon. Stunningly beautiful, but terrifying to drive.
It's known for tunnels carved right into the mountain, isn't it?
Exactly. Looks impressive, looks solid. But the rock itself is the problem. It's mostly marble and granite.
Which sounds strong, but
But it's brittle. It fractures easily. And Taiwan is in the Pacific Ring of Fire.
earthquakes.
Frequent and powerful earthquakes, plus typhoons. When those hit, the mountainside just sheds rock, boulders, debris. It becomes a shooting gallery.
You're driving through falling rocks.
Literally. And again, few barriers, steep climbs. So even if you dodge a falling boulder, you might swerve and end up sliding down the slope anyway.
Like that other bus incident, 2012 again.
Yeah, 14 people injured when their bus slid down the mountainside after avoiding debris. It just shows, whether it's people, altitude, or crumbling rock, these roads are deadly.
Okay. We've covered human malice. We've covered lethal landscapes. Now let's shift into something different entirely.
It's supernatural.
The supernatural, the stories of the dead who, for whatever reason, can't seem to leave these lonely stretches of road.
Where are we starting with this?
Let's go to the Philippines. Balete Drive in Quezon City, home to probably the most famous Filipino ghost story, the White Lady.
Yeah, yes, a classic urban legend. Dates way back, doesn't it? To the 1950s.
That's the time frame. The most common version of the story is tragic. A young woman hails a cab.
Okay.
The driver takes her to the isolated Balete Drive, assaults her. She fights back, he kills her, and leaves her body beneath one of the huge Balete trees.
And those trees have significance in local folklore, right?
Yeah.
Believed to be inhabited by spirits.
Exactly. Believed to have magical properties. So the violence, the location, the story says her spirit was trapped there, bitter, seeking revenge.
And the sightings. How does she appear?
Sightings are usually late at night, midnight to 3 a.m. typically. People see a woman dressed in white, apparently looking for a ride by the side of the road.
Okay, standard ghost stuff so far. But there's a specific detail that makes this one terrifying, isn't there?
There is. If a driver stops and picks her up, she gets in the backseat quietly. Everything seems normal until the driver glances in the rearview mirror.
Oh, yeah.
Her face. It's described as suddenly becoming bruised and contorted, no longer recognizably human, just pure horror staring back. And then she vanishes.
Just blinks out of existence. Wow, the shock alone.
Exactly. Accounts say drivers have crashed instantly from fright. Or even more unnerving are the reports from people who say they didn't see her face, but suddenly lost control of their car.
How so?
Like they felt the steering wheel jerked out of their hands or the accelerator slammed down as if someone else suddenly turned the wheel.
Chilling. A real cautionary tale, too, about lonely roads and strangers.
Definitely. Okay, next stop. Michigan. Clay Township. Morrow Road.
Morrow Road. The frozen lady.
That's the one. This story has roots in a real tragedy back in 1893. Much harsher times, more isolation.
What happened?
A terrible snowstorm hit. A local woman's young son went missing. In desperation, she went out into the blizzard searching frantically for him.
Oh.
She froze to death out there. And neither she nor her son were ever found. Their bodies lost to the snow.
That level of grief and desperation.
Yeah.
You can see why a haunting story would emerge.
And the legend is very specific about how you supposedly encounter her. There's a ritual.
A ritual.
Okay. You have to drive to the old bridge on Morrow Road at midnight, stop the car, and honk the horn exactly 3 times.
Why 3 honks?
The lore says it mimics the sound of a truck driver who supposedly ran over her son's dog, adding another layer of tragedy. That sound is said to summon her. She comes to see if you have her child.
And her appearance. What do people claim to see?
It's gruesome. A figure in a white gown, but it's stained red. The sources use the word claret. Her face is distorted, like from extreme cold. And her eyes, they're missing.
Missing eyes. Classic horror trope, but effective.
And apparently if you try to drive away after seeing her, she chases you.
Actively pursues the car. That's terrifying.
But the most chilling account related to this comes from 1992. A group of people actually tried the ritual.
They honked 3 times at midnight.
They did, and immediately after they heard it. First, the distinct sound of a baby crying, seemingly coming from under the bridge.
Wow.
And then a woman's voice, full of anguish, calling out from the darkness, "Child, where's my baby?"
Hearing that makes it so much more immediate than just seeing something, the sound of that grief.
Exactly. It moves it from visual horror to something deeply personally unsettling.
Okay, one more haunted highway.
One more. Highway 93, running through Nevada and Arizona, locally known as Blood Alley.
Even without ghosts, that road sounds dangerous. Remote desert ranch.
Extremely. Blind curves, almost no shoulder on the road, long stretches with 0 cell signal, and that brutal desert heat if you break down.
And the reminders of the danger are visible, aren't they?
Constantly. The whole highway is dotted with small white crosses. Each one marks a spot where someone died.
Single crosses, sometimes clusters.
Yeah, devastating clusters. One spot apparently has 6 crosses together, an entire family wiped out in one crash. That constant presence of death feeds the haunting legends.
And the main ghost here is?
The highwayman. He's seen late at night, described as a tall, shadowy figure, usually about 6 feet tall.
What's he wearing?
Typically a long black duster coat, jeans, spurred boots, and a black cowboy hat pulled down low, hiding his face. Often he's seen standing beside an old-style Harley motorcycle holding a lantern.
Okay, so what does he do?
The interaction is subtle but chilling. As cars approach and pass him on the dark highway, he just takes one step back. He and his lantern just fade into the shadows, disappear.
So is he a warning, a distraction, or just a remnant?
Nobody knows. Is he trying to cause accidents? Or is he just a grim reminder of the road's lethal nature? A silent sentinel in Blood Alley.
Okay, so we've really covered a lot of ground. Human evil, natural dangers, and these lingering spirits.
Yeah, we've driven through landscapes shaped by violence, faced roads where the earth itself is hostile, and encountered tales of the restless dead tied to these lonely places.
It definitely leaves you with a heavy feeling. And maybe a final question to ponder. Are these stories, the white lady, the highwayman, the frozen lady, are they just that? Stories. Urban legends created as warnings, cautionary tales about being careful, about isolation, about not trusting strangers. Or is there something more? Does that concentration of sudden violent death, that intense suffering, does it actually leave some kind of energy behind? Something real that still interacts with people who travel those routes today?
That's definitely something to think about long after we finish here. We'll leave you with that thought as we wrap up this pretty eerie deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for joining us on this unsettling journey.
We really appreciate you listening. If these stories gripped you, please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Horror Docs. It helps us keep bringing you these explorations into the dark and the unknown.
Stay safe out there, especially on the road, and stay spooky.